sport, es- a sport, a sport, or
Good.
or confederation,
Confidence.
conversion of the minority of the MPs
Yeah.
when the House of Commons votes on the major issues
Issue. Good. I'm going to move up now. Okay.
is is
Issue.
issue
And then it goes starts up here. Issues such as.
issue as the bulletin blood no the blood
Take your time. Take your time. What do you
yeah
think? What do you think? Take your time. Sound it out.
blade blade I don't know
Budget. Budget.
budget
Yeah. Yeah.
budget I think some money give it to something give it to this like the budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Budget
Oh,
is where the
okay.
money goes. Yeah. The money goes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Then this is a consider
Yeah.
a major matter of confessing conceding if if major if a majority of the member of the House of Commons vote against against
Yes.
against a major government decide decision this
Keep trying. Keep trying. You can
this this
keep trying.
decide I think dissent
Oh,
I don't know
really close. You're really close. Keep trying. You keep
this
trying.
son
Decision. You're really
this
close. You're
yeah
really close. Decision.
decision okay
Yeah.
it's spelling big problem for me.
No, you're doing a good job. Keep going.
Yeah, the party in power is the the first
Defeated.
was defeated was usually
Results. Results.
results in the prime minister asking the government general on before
Behalf.
no behalf of the sovereign to call an election.
Very good. So, Majuma, you read this word here. This word
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
That word there. That's a very difficult word.
I don't know.
And you read that
Sovereign?
so. Yeah, that you said you read that so easily. Many people would say that word wrong. But anyways,
Sovereign? That's
yeah,
okay?
you did that so easy. Yeah, that's very good. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's see. Bashar, you're here now, right?
Sorry, I forgot like today.
It's
I
okay.
have
No,
that
sorry,
time.
no, thank you.
Remember,
Nope.
I come like very fast.
It's no problem. No problem. It's fine. You're a busy guy.
Thank-
So I just wanted to tell you, let me tell you what we're talking about here. So,
Okay.
Bashar, I'll just tell you. So the first part we talked about is a secret ballot. So
Okay.
in Canada, we have an election, and you write it on a ballot is where you write who you want to vote for. And
Okay.
so, but you don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to tell anybody at all in the whole world who you voted for. Secret. Yeah, so that's what it means there. And as soon as the time for the election is finished, They count the votes and they tell it on television and radio and in newspapers. So that's the first part. And then it says after an election. So what happens after an election? They decide which party got the most seats. So
Okay.
right now we have usually it's the Liberals, the Conservatives, and the NDP. So right now the Liberals got the most seats. And,
Okay.
and what happens is after that, the Governor General says to the party that got the most seats, they said, you can be the governor. So the Governor General says, you can be the governor.
Okay.
And then what happens after that is they have to decide if it's a minority or majority. Do you know what those words mean? Majority and minority? Have you ever heard those words before?
No.
Majority means the most. So if you have, let's say you had 10 seats. If you have more than 5, that means you have the majority. Yeah. If you have less than 5, or sorry, if you had 10 seats, if you have more than 5, that would be the majority. You had the majority of the seats. If you had less than 5, that means you have the minority of the seats. So in Canada, we have about 308 seats or more. So you'd have to have more than 154 seats. So whatever party, if you have more than 154 seats, then you can be the majority. And then if you have less than that, you're the minority. That's all it means. Those are the two things: minority, majority. And so then the part that Majuma just read, let's see, we'll just go through that so you can understand it. So what happens is the Prime Minister and the party in power. So right now we have Liberals. They're the party in power, right? They have what they call the confidence of the MPs, the confidence of the MPs. So what happens is, say they want to make a decision on, say they want to spend a lot of money, and they have to make a decision. So they said, we want to spend the money on this thing. And then what they do, they have a vote. They vote in the House of Commons. And if the majority of the people in the House of Commons say, yes, that's a good thing, you can spend the money on that thing, then it's okay. But if the majority of the people say, no, we don't want you to spend the money on that, we disagree, then that means they lose the confidence. And then they have to, then they have to have another election, decide who gets to be Prime Minister. You understand all that? That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information. I hope you understand. We'll go slow. We'll talk about it more. So. But Majuma's doing very good reading. She's doing a good job. It's difficult words. So let's see.
Yeah, very difficult for me.
No, but you're doing a good job. You should be confident. And then let's do this one, Bashar. Do you want to read the next part where it says the Prime Minister? Do you want to do that?
Okay. The Prime Minister chooses the ministers of the Crown, most of them for amiguing. Among. Okay.
Yeah.
Among members of the House of Commons. Cabinet ministers are responsibility for running the federal government. Department.
Good.
The Prime Minister and the cabinet ministers are called the cabinet, and they make important decision about how the country is governor. The they prepare the bud budget bud budget
About
But
bud
budget.
a budget the
Yep.
budget maybe and purpose must know laws. Three decision can be questioned by all members of the House of Commons.
Very good. Very good. Okay. And let's just see who came in. Somebody just came in, and I don't have your name.
That's me, Abdul Samad.
Pardon me.
Abdul Samad.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Yeah, sorry for letting in. I just waiting my an email, but I just get the link on WhatsApp on my phone. Then I just change it on my computer to see the full screen.
It's okay, no problem. This is I'm recording this, so you can watch it again too. So that's okay.
Well,
Okay, so
thank
this
you.
is the part that Bashar just read. Okay, so the prime minister. So now we have somebody who is the government. They had an election, and the governor general says to this party, "You can be the government." And so now the prime minister has to choose the ministers. And what they're called cabinet ministers. They're like managers, really. You know, you have manager, like you have a manager, maybe where you work, a manager responsible for this, a manager responsible for that. That's kind of what cabinet ministers are. So you have one cabinet minister who's responsible for maybe small businesses. And then you have another cabinet minister who's responsible for the money. And you have another cabinet minister who's responsible for maybe defense, like the military. So they're like managers, and so they run the government, and they're called together. So you have the prime minister and the cabinet ministers, and together they're called the cabinet. And so they're the people that make the decisions on how to run the country. Yeah. And so they prepare a budget. A budget is just ideas of how they're going to spend the money, because the government gets a lot of money. So they have to just say, this is how we're going to spend the money. And then they also come up with ideas for new laws. And though all their decisions, everything they decide, all the people in the House of Commons, they can question it. Okay, so all the members of the House of Commons from all the parties, they can question everything that the cabinet does. That way we don't have people that make really, people say, hey, that's a mistake, you have to stop that. And so that's what we do. That's what we do. So it's not too hard to understand. So we have a cabinet, and in the cabinet is the prime ministers and the cabinet ministers, and they all kind of run the country, important things like the budget and new laws. And again, any MP can question it. Any MP can say, Prime Minister, we don't like what you're doing there. Explain that. Yeah, so that's the way our government works. We try to be fair to everybody. Yeah. Okay. And let's see our new member. Would you like to read the last part? You want to read this one? I keep getting your name wrong. No, not for sure. I keep getting your name wrong.
Another.
Can you tell me your name one more?
Abdul Samad.
Pardon me?
He's Abdul Samad.
I think. Can you say Abdel Samad? Is that correct?
Samad.
I think.
Can you say you're Abdel Samad? Can you tell me your name one more time? I didn't hear very clear.
My name is Abdul Samad. You can call me Abdul. Sure.
Abdul?
Yeah.
Is that okay if I call you Abdul? I'm just going to change the name. I'm going to change the name on your thing, because I all I have is numbers on your thing. So let's just change this so I know what. call you. Is that if I okay? Just a second. I'm just going to change the name on your phone so I can talk to you properly. Call you Abdul. Is that Abdul? Is that okay?
Yeah, ABDU. Yeah, DU. No L. Abdul.
Abdul. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm
No
sorry.
one.
We have a number of new students. I just want to make sure I get them all right. Okay. Can you, Abdul? Can you read the last part there
Which one?
where it
The
says
other.
yeah, yeah, the other parties.
Okay, the other parties that are not in power are known as opposition parties. The opposition parties with the most members of House of Commons is the official opposition or Her Majesty's lowly opposition is the am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Opposition. Good.
Opposition, the role of the opposition parties is to peacefully oppose or try to improve government proposals. There are three major political parties currently represented in the House of Commons: the Conservative Party, the New Democratic Party, and Liberal Party.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. So we have the government and we have the cabinet, right? And then the other parties, all the other parties are known as the opposition. So right now, the government is the Liberal Party, right? And so the opposition are the Conservative Party and the New Democratic Party. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so opposition party with the most members is called it's called Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition. It's a big fancy name. But right now, the Conservative Party, so the Liberals have the most seats, and then the Conservative Party has the second most number of seats. So the Conservative Party is the Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition.
Okay.
And then the opposition party is what they want to do. The idea is they want to improve the what the government is doing. So they want to always check to see what the government is doing and say, hey, you're doing that wrong, or you can do this better. And so that's the idea. That's what we want in Canada. But many times the opposition party just argues. But sometimes they just argue all the time. They don't really help. But
Okay.
the idea of what we want in Canada is we want the government and then we want the opposition party to help them, to say, you can do that better, or we have an idea that might help you. That's what we want in Canada. And then we have a good
Okay.
government and that works out. Very good. Okay, so we had lots of information today, but let's try some questions.
Okay.
Okay, let's try some questions. Just move this over.
How?
Okay, and then Majuma, can you see this on your?
Yeah.
Can you want to do this question, please, Majuma?
How do you Canadians vote?
Yeah.
Online, by open vote, by a crashed vote.
Secret.
I don't know. Oh, by secret vote, by email, open, by email, open. I think it's
Remember?
maybe now, future.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear what
Maybe.
you said.
That question maybe now, maybe before.
Okay, always.
Always?
Now
Same
and
question?
always. Yeah, now and always. How do
Can you a little bit down for I can see the top. Thank you. Okay, practice test for compares federal election. Okay. Online, by open, by secret vote, by email. I think by open, Bolt? I don't know.
No, do you remember you read this? Do you remember you read this at the beginning? Do you remember?
Yeah.
It's at the very top. If you look at the page 31, look at page 31 in your book. You got your
Okay.
book? You got your book? Look at page 31 at the very top, and it's the very first words. Page 31.
So what? How? What page? 30, 33?
31.
Page 31.
31.
Thirty. 30.
First two words on that page, Dan, page 31.
31.
First two words in red. You got this, Majuma. Come on, it's not hard.
I know the question. I know the answer.
Because you every day study, you know.
Okay, you have 5 seconds. 5,
5
4,
seconds.
3.
Maybe buy cigarette.
Yay!
Oh!
You did it. Good.
Buy
Very
Canadian
good.
law.
Okay.
Okay.
What does vote by secret bolt name? No one
what is it?
name
Buy
is
cigarette.
still a vote and no
Allah.
one should look at how you
Buy
vote.
cigarette.
I think the first one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Buy cigarette.
Good. Okay. Okay, and then Abdul, you want to try this one?
Yeah, I will try that. Who has the right to insist that you tell them how you voted? Your family members, your representative, employer, nobody. I think the first one.
Okay, so do you understand what this question is asking?
Who has the right to insist? What do you mean insist?
It means insist means you have to do it.
So,
So
yeah, that will be nobody.
yeah, right. That's right. Nobody, you don't have to tell anybody who you voted for.
Right.
Not even your, not family members, not anybody. You don't have to tell anybody.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, and then Majuma, what's
Yes.
this is one you. So when they decide the election, how do they tell people about what happened in the election?
How are the resource of an election unable and
Announced?
announced in Canada?
Yeah.
Announced on radio, on election, and long one. Number 2.
Yeah, right. Very good. That was fast.
Okay.
So on radio, on television, and the newspapers. Very good. And then can you see that one, Bashar? Maybe it's wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Can you do that one?
Okay. After an election, how is invaded by the
Yeah.
governor general to from the government. I think in the lander of the political party with the most seats in the House of Commons.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, they get to be the government. Good.
Yeah.
And then can you do this one, Abdul, please?
General King, Prime Minister.
So Abdul, you're muted right now.
So common.
Hmm.
Sorry, Abdul, you're muted. There you go.
Yeah. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah.
turn.
What is the leader
It's
of the party
only
which sits in the House of Commons called? President, Governor,
Korean Organ Minister.
I think Governor General.
Okay,
no,
so
no.
who is the leader of the government in Canada?
And the
What's
Prime
his
Minister.
name? Yeah. So this one is the prime minister, right?
Prime Minister, yeah.
Whatever party gets the most seats, they get to be the leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
So our prime minister.
Mm.
Yeah, so this one's the prime minister.
Yeah.
And okay, and then Majuma, this one's for you.
What is the majority government?
What is the majority government? The party in power that hold the less half of the seat in the House of Commons. The party in power that holds the last half of the seat. Maybe number 3.
Okay, so
I
what is
don't know.
the yeah, you did this, you know it, remember we talked about this, the government, where all the members of parliament is, the part of government where all the members of parliament is, that's called the House of Commons.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember we talked about the majority government, what that means, majority. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a hint, it's either number 1 or number 2.
Number 1.
Very good.
Oh,
Very good. Yeah, so the House of Commons is where all the
House
people that we vote
Common.
for, and they have to have at least half.
Yeah, that's right.
You have
I don't
half.
know. I read in book a little bit, but not that much. I don't understand question.
Oh, okay. Majority
Yeah.
government. Yeah, majority means the half. You have to have half.
Okay.
Half
Majority.
of the
Half.
seats.
Half
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, half of the number of seats in the House.
Shit.
Yeah. Okay, and then Bashar, what's this one?
Okay. Same question, yeah. Okay, what is the majority government? Same
Minority.
question.
This is minority.
Minority.
Okay.
Government.
Party in power that hold had less than half
I
of
don't
the
need that.
in the the
State.
in power
Assembly.
that hold
Common.
less than half of the
Half.
in
أنا أقول إني أوكيني ورسكن.
Yeah.
وافعل أنا يو.
power that hold less than half.
ما حابس أقول كتير جدي.
I think the party in power
لما ساكن
that
أقول أنا يعني
has less
لما
than
سمعت
half of the seats in the center, Senate, and the House of Commons.
Okay, just remember, we don't vote for senators. Vote for people. We never vote for people in the Senate. They're not elected.
Let's see.
So it can't be number 1, and
No.
it can't be number 3, because we don't vote for people.
People. The party, let's see here, what's different between this question? Like almost the same.
Yeah, but this one says the Senate, and we don't vote for people in the Senate. And this one says the Senate too, so we don't vote for people in the Senate.
Number 3.
Which one do you think it is?
Let's see.
Maybe 3, maybe 2.
Number 2.
Yeah, very good. It holds, if you have less than half, then you're you're the minority. More than half is majority. Less than half is minority. Very good.
Okay.
Minority.
Okay, and then Abdul, do you want to do this one?
Yeah, the prime minister and the party in power run the government as long as they have the support or complaint of the majority of the As long as they are in
Is-
good health, as long as they have the good. The first one, as long as they have the support
Yeah,
from.
yeah. I like number two. Number two is kind of funny.
Yes,
As
yeah, yeah.
As
long as they're
long as
as
they
long as they're
As
are
long as they
healthy,
have.
good. Oh,
if they get a cold, they can't run the government. Okay. Oh, sorry. There we go. There we go. Okay, good.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then put this up a second here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do this one because this one's a little hard. Okay. In Canada, how can a party in power be defeated? So defeated means, do you know what the word defeated means? It means to lose. So if you're in government, there's only one way you can be defeated.
Defeat.
Yeah. So the only one way you can be defeated is if the majority of members of the House of Commons, they vote against something that you want to do.
Okay.
Right.
That's the only way you can be defeated. So say the government says, we want to spend money on this thing. And the majority of the people in the House of Commons vote against that. That means the government is defeated. They're defeated. Okay. Let's do the next one. So, Majuma, what happens when a government is defeated? Remember this one? You want to do this
What-
one, Majuma? Yeah.
What is the usually? What is the usually the result of the party in the power beginning the first I don't know defeated the government general asks the prime minister of for I think number maybe 1 second. Maybe number 3. Maybe 1.
Let's try number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So what happens
Oh,
it's okay. So what happens if the government is defeated, the prime minister, he has to go to the governor general and say, we have to have an election because my government was defeated. That's what happens. The prime
Okay.
minister goes to the governor general and says, you have to have an election.
half. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Fix
Yeah,
it.
but you have the right idea. You just got it wrong. Okay. Let's see, Bashar, you want to
How chooses the members of the crown?
ministers? Who chooses
Prime
the
Minister.
ministers of the crown?
Minister, queen, I think. The queen.
Well, the queen doesn't have any power in Canada?
Prime
Let's see.
Minister.
The prime minister.
Governor general.
Well, the
Prime
governor.
Prime minister.
Which one?
Prime Minister.
Yeah, like lots of. I think prime minister.
I think probably prime minister too.
Prime minister.
So the queen has no power in Canada. The governor general, no.
Yeah, Prime Minister is
Yeah.
power.
So
Yeah,
none of these people are elected. The queen isn't elected. The governor general isn't elected. Senators aren't elected. Only the prime minister is elected. Yeah, very good.
Okay.
And then Abdi, you want to try this one?
Yeah. What is the responsibility of the cabinet minister? I think the last one. They are responsible for running each province of Canada,
Okay.
or maybe
What
they are
about-
Government.
responsible for running federal government department.
They
Yeah,
are
yeah.
responsible.
Yeah, cabinet
one.
ministers, they're like managers for the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ran the different departments. Yeah, very good.
But why?
Cabinet.
Why they say department? Just they are responsible for running the federal government. That's enough.
Well, like what they do is they take all the things the government has to do, and then they break it up into departments. So a department is like one department might be money. Okay, you're responsible for the money. Another department might be defense or the military. So you're responsible for the military. And another department might be citizenship. Okay, you're responsible for citizenship. So they're like managers for different departments. That way they just work on one thing and they do that well. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it works. Good. Okay, let's try another question.
Okay.
And this one's for
Okay.
who's this one for? Majuma, maybe? Or Bashar?
Majuma, I think.
Okay, Majuma, this one's for you. Who's in the cabinet?
Cabinet.
Remember the cabinet?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah. What forms the cabinet? The prime minister and the cabinet minister.
Yeah.
The prime minister and the House of Commons. The prime minister and the secret.
Senators?
I don't know.
Senators?
The cigarette, I think in the I think number 1, number 2, maybe. Not 3.
Not 3. So what is it? Number 1 or number 2? The name is
Number
in the
1.
yeah, because the word cabinet is in the name.
Yeah, cabinet minister.
Yeah, very good. And then
Let's see.
this is for Bashar.
Yeah. Who can question what's this? Decision of the government. Okay, the center. I think I don't know. Only contour. What's this? Only content members of the House of Commons,
Okay, so let's think about this.
or all members of the House of Commons.
Yeah, which one do you think?
All.
Yeah.
All members.
It makes sense because everybody should be able to question the government because they're all Canadians. So everybody should be able to, all members of the House of questioning. Yeah, good. Okay. Let's see. Do you want to do this one, Abdu?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. What
Okay.
are the responsibilities of the cabinet? International matters, natural resources. I think the third one, prepare the project and propose the most law.
Yeah, very good. That was fast. Very good.
Yeah.
Prepare the budget and make new laws. That's what the cabinet.
New laws.
Okay. And so this one is for Majuma.
What is the opposition? I don't know.
Opposition party.
Opposition party with the most member of the House of Commons call. The official opposite. That one very hard for me. Or her ministration.
Majesties?
Yeah, Lord opposite offside, the offside opposite or her ministration.
Majesties?
Lord opposite. I don't. I have to set.
Okay, it's not number 3 and it's not number 4. So it's number 1 or number 2. Which one sounds the most correct?
1.
Yeah, very good. The official opposition,
Yeah.
or you could call
Yeah.
them.
So
Yeah.
hard for me reading.
Yeah, that's a difficult word. Opposition. That's a
Yeah.
difficult word.
Opposition.
Official opposition or Her Majesty's loyal opposition.
Majesty.
Yeah, those are different.
Why Majesty's? Majesty's, I don't understand.
What Majesty means the Queen.
Queen.
They use They use that. It's a big fancy word to say the Queen.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, the Queen's loyal opposition.
Okay.
That's what it means. Majesty or majesty.
Majesty.
Yeah, it's a big fancy word.
Majesty.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's Bashar, I think this is you, right?
Okay. What is the name of the parties that are not in power? I think outside party.
Okay, do you remember the last question? It was in the last.
Last question. Let's see. Liberal. Let's see
The
here.
name was in the last question.
Last. I think. Mobstone parties. What's the last one? Last one. Power.
Opposition parties.
Opposition party. Maybe.
Is that the one you want?
I'm not sure, but let's see.
Yes.
Let's see.
I think it's right.
Well, let's
Yeah,
see.
very good. Very good. Opposition parties. Very good. Yeah, so the people, so you have the government, and then the parties that aren't the government, they're called opposition. Opposition. And then, Abdi, do you know this one?
Yeah, what is the role of the opposition parties? They do support opposition or try to improve government pressure. Okay. I think the president, they peaceful.
Yeah.
Focus to try and improve the government.
That was very fast. That's like 3 seconds you did that. That's very good. Okay.
Question.
That question was, yeah, what was the rule? Okay, now this one is for Majuma. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Don't read the question. Don't read the question. I'm just gonna ask you the question, and then you.
Okay.
Okay, so
Maybe.
now in the House of Commons there are 3 parties. What are the names of the 3 parties in the House of Commons in Canada right now? Remember we talked about them, so we try to remember the names of the 3 parties. You know the party, Justin Trudeau's party? You know his party name?
Conservative Party.
Yeah, that's one party. What's the other one?
Another one.
Begins with L. You know that one?
Regular.
Yeah. We're liberal, conservative, and liberal. And what's the third one?
Federal.
No, not federal.
No.
I call
Debate. I don't know name. Democratic.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Jim, you did it, yeah. So it's Conservative Party, Liberal Party, and New Democratic.
Yeah, Democratic, yeah.
New Democratic. We call it the NDP. We call it
Okay,
NDP. New Democratic Party. Conservative, Liberal, and New Democratic Party.
New Democratic.
Yeah, those are the 3 big ones.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to stop there because you guys did very well today. Yeah,
Okay.
this stuff is hard, so don't worry. You're doing very, very well. Okay, so
I give you.
okay, so Abdu, is this a good time for you to come to this class? It's okay. You're muted right now. Okay, let me just stop.
Hello?
Okay, just a second.